Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been following the WNBA, you know the Indiana Fever and Connecticut Sun rivalry just took a shocking turn. The Fever have been dealt a crushing blow. Sophie Cunningham, one of their standout guards, has been ruled out for the rest of the 2025 season with a torn ligament. The injury came after a collision with Connecticut's Bria Harley, a play that's sparked outrage from fans, analysts, and even Cunningham's family. Social media is on fire with calls for Hartley's suspension, and today we're breaking down exactly what happened, why it's causing so much controversy, and whether those suspension demands really hold weight. Buckle up, because this is a wild one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our WNBA coverage. Now, let's set the stage. It's August 17th, 2025 at Mohegan Sun Arena. The Fever are locked in a tense battle with the Sun, fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive despite being ravaged by injuries. Caitlin Clark has been out since mid-July with a groin issue. Ari McDonald is sidelined with a broken foot, and Sydney Colson is done for the year with a torn ACL. Through it all, Cunningham has been one of the few keeping the team competitive, averaging 8.6 points and 3.5 rebounds in her first season with Indiana, making her loss even more devastating. She's not just another player. Sophie Cunningham is a fan favorite, known for her fiery energy, her chemistry with teammates like Caitlin Clark, and her larger-than-life personality on and off the court. So picture this. Second quarter, the Fever are clawing back from a 21-point deficit. Cunningham slides to the baseline to help defend Bria Harley, who's driving hard to the basket. Hartley tries to kick it out to the corner, but Lexi Hull jumps the pass and picks it off. As Hartley scrambles to recover, she loses her footing and crashes straight into Cunningham's right leg. Sophie drops immediately, clutching her knee in visible agony. The arena falls silent as teammates and trainers rush over. Moments later, she's helped off the court, towel over her head, clearly devastated. The team later rules her out with a right knee injury. Fast forward to Tuesday, August 19th. The crushing update lands. Cunningham has a torn MCL that requires surgery, ending her 2025 season. For a Fever squad already shredded by injuries, this was a brutal blow. Now here's where things get messy. On the surface, it looked like a basketball accident. Players fall, collisions happen. But what set this incident on fire was a single viral snapshot. As Cunningham lay on the court, in pain, a photo appeared to show Bria Harley smiling. That image sent social media into meltdown. One fan raged on X. Bria Harley exposed smiling for that. Pathetic is way too gentle. A full criminal investigation should be called. The league is rigged. Another wrote, "They need to suspend her. She'll keep doing it because there are never any consequences." The outrage escalated fast, with some fans even claiming Hartley deliberately targeted Cunningham's knee. Cunningham's own family jumped into the storm. Her sister, Lindsay, blasted the WNBA for focusing on fining players over officiating critiques instead of protecting athletes. Her mother, Paula, went further, calling Hartley a disgruntled player who plays out of control. Though she later deleted the post, the damage was already done. The narrative was set. Hartley had taken out Sophie Cunningham, and the WNBA had to act. But let's slow down and look at Hartley's side. Bria Harley is no rookie. She's a veteran in her 11th WNBA season, having played for multiple teams. By all accounts, she's respected around the league, which makes the question even bigger. Was this an unfortunate accident or something more? Bria Harley isn't new to controversy. Over her career, she's suited up for teams like the New York Liberty and Phoenix Mercury, building a reputation for tough, aggressive play. But that edge has landed her in hot water more than once. Just this season, she's already been ejected twice. Once after picking up a pair of technicals against the Sparks, and another time following a scuffle with Angel Reese and members of the Chicago Sky. Clips of Hartley pushing Rebecca Allen to the floor, jawing with Natasha Cloud, and clashing with Sabrina Ionescu have only added fuel to the fire. To critics, this is proof of a pattern. One viral expose even branded her the dirtiest player in the league. But here's the real question. Is Hartley truly a malicious player or simply a hard-nosed veteran caught in heated moments? That's where things take a surprising twist. Sophie Cunningham, the very player who went down injured, has publicly defended Hartley. On the August 19th episode of her podcast, Show Me Something, Cunningham addressed the incident head-on. "I know Bria, and I'm actually really good friends with her. I don't think there was any ill intent. It was just a basketball play. I was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. I have nothing but love for Bria. I even told my mom, because she tweeted something like, 'No, Mom, I promise Bria and I are super cool. She would never try to hurt me.'" Cunningham even cleared up the viral smiling photo, explaining that it wasn't Hartley celebrating her injury. It was more of a pained grimace caught at the worst possible moment. She urged fans to stop piling on, saying that while some players do have reputations for dirty play, she doesn't believe Hartley belongs in that category. That's a huge statement. The player who's now sidelined for months, facing surgery and rehab, is standing up for the very person who caused her injury. In a league where rivalries run deep, that's rare. And experts back her up. Sports physician Brian Sutterer reviewed the play and concluded, "There's nothing here that screams intentional. Hartley drove, stopped, and her momentum carried her forward. She doesn't twist her body to fall into Cunningham. It's just an unfortunate accident you see in high-level sports." So why the disconnect? Why are fans, and even Cunningham's own family, demanding Hartley's suspension, while Cunningham herself and medical experts call it a fluke? The answer comes down to emotion. The Fever are hanging on to their playoff hopes by a thread, and their roster has been gutted by injuries. Losing Cunningham, who isn't just a key contributor, but also the emotional spark of the team, feels personal to fans. Add Hartley's history of on-court dust-ups, and it's easy to paint her as the villain. Then throw in that viral photo, frozen in the worst possible split second, and you've got the perfect storm. But here's the reality. A suspension is unlikely. For the WNBA to hand one down, they'd need evidence that Hartley acted with intent to injure. And right now, the video shows a player losing balance and falling awkwardly, not deliberately diving into someone's knee. Cunningham's own defense of Hartley only makes a suspension harder to justify. If the injured player herself isn't calling for punishment, it's tough to imagine the league stepping in, especially given how often they're criticized already for inconsistent officiating. That said, the WNBA isn't completely blind to fan outrage. With Hartley already ejected twice this season and carrying a reputation for physical play, she's automatically under the microscope. If the league reviews the footage and sees even a hint of recklessness, like extending her fall unnecessarily, they could issue a fine or maybe even a short suspension as a warning shot about player safety. But a long-term ban? That feels highly unlikely without clear evidence of intent. And this ties back to something Cunningham's sister pointed out. The WNBA has been far quicker to fine players for their comments than to address physical incidents on the court. Whether that's fair or not is up for debate, but there's no denying that officiating and consistency have been hot-button issues all season. So, where does this leave us? The Fever are in survival mode. Down yet another key player, they're clinging to 7th place with a 19-16 record, just 2.5 games ahead of the Sparks for that final playoff spot. Every game matters now, and without Cunningham's defense and fire, That uphill climb just got even steeper. As for Hartley, the backlash isn't going away anytime soon. Even with Cunningham publicly defending her, that viral photo and her past run-ins will keep her under the spotlight for fans who already see her as reckless. And for the WNBA, this is another test of how they handle player safety and public perception in a season full of injuries and controversy. Where do I stand? Honestly, I lean toward Cunningham's view. Basketball is chaotic. Split-second collisions happen. Hartley's history makes her an easy target, but the evidence for intent just isn't there. Still, the WNBA does need to step up. If players and families feel like dangerous plays are going unpunished, that's a trust issue the league can't afford. A fine for Hartley might be the middle ground. No alleging the incident without blowing it out of proportion. But what do you think? Should Bria Harley face suspension, or was this just an unlucky play in a physical game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your fellow WNBA fans. We'll keep you updated as the season rolls on.